We are about to jump into one of the biggest debates in all of tech, but we're going to do it with a little bit of a twist. We are looking into the future.
Every single year, millions of us get into the exact same argument, Samsung or iPhone.
But in 2026, the real answer, well, it might just surprise you. See, today we're breaking down the performance, the cameras, the whole shebang, but without the fanboy bias. We're not just comparing spec sheets, we're diving deep into the core philosophies that are driving these two absolute giants. What's really going to matter as they step into a whole new era of tech?
So here's how we're going to break it down. We'll kick things off with the hardware, then get into the AI brains that power these things. After that, we'll explore the massive software differences, take a quick peek at the wild world of foldables, and then, most importantly, we'll figure out which one of these philosophies actually fits your life.
All right, first up, the raw power. On paper, yeah, the spec war is still raging, but the real story, as always, is in the details.
Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty, the chips. The key thing to look at here is the process. That's the nanometer number. And here's the deal. The smaller the number, the more power and efficiency you can cram into the chip. The iPhone 17 Pro, it's expected to be rocking Apple's 3nm A19 Pro chip, which is going to be an absolute monster. But Samsung, they're playing a different game. They have a dual chip strategy. So, if you're in North America or China, your S26 will likely have the 3nm Snapdragon. But for the rest of the world, it's rumored to get Samsung's very own and possibly even more efficient 2nm chip. And yeah, that split could mean some very real performance differences depending on where you live.
Now, what's so fascinating here is how similar these displays are becoming. By 2026, we're looking at both the base Pro models having almost identical 6.3-inch screens with crazy high brightness. So the difference? It's going to come down to the little things. Samsung's Dynamic AMOLED has always been famous for those super punchy colors, and their top-tier Ultra models have this amazing anti-reflective coating that's a game-changer in bright sunlight. The big question is whether that awesome tech will make its way down to the standard S26.
So both phones are sticking with that triple camera setup we all know, but they're putting their upgrade efforts in totally different places. Apple looks like it's finally giving the iPhone 17 Pro a brand new 48-megapixel telephoto lens. What does that mean for you? Much sharper and more detailed zoom photos. Samsung, on the other hand, is apparently giving its ultra-wide camera a massive upgrade to a 50-megapixel sensor. That's a huge leap, and it could make your landscape and group shots look dramatically better.
But listen, all that hardware, it's just the beginning. The real battle in 2026, the thing that's going to define these phones, isn't about the raw power. It's about the intelligence that's baked right inside. And this table right here perfectly shows the two completely different strategies. Apple Intelligence is all about privacy, right? Most of the heavy lifting, the processing, happens right there on your device. Samsung's Galaxy AI, it's a hybrid. It does some stuff on the phone, but it also taps into the massive power of Google's cloud for the really complex features. And that single choice, that one fork in the road, changes absolutely everything about how you use your phone.
Just look at photo editing. Apple's approach is all about refinement. It's like having a professional photo editor in your pocket, using AI to make your photo look its absolute best. Samsung, though, it's about transformation. Its tools let you literally change reality. You can pull people out of the background, add new things in, completely change the entire scene. So you have to choose. Do you want to perfect the moment you captured or create a brand new one?
And you see that exact same philosophy with search. Apple Spotlight Search keeps all your queries on your phone. It's private, it's secure, it's fast. Samsung's Circle to Search, which is powered by Google, is just unbelievably cool. You just circle anything on your screen and boom, you get info. It's probably more powerful, but it means sending that info to the cloud. It's that classic trade-off. Do you want maximum privacy or maximum capability?
Which brings us to the software itself, the operating system that ties this all together. And this is where the choice gets really personal. It stops being about features and starts being about your style. Are you looking for freedom or fortification?
See, One UI 8, which is built on top of Android, is designed from the ground up to give you control. We're talking advanced multitasking, getting apps from third-party stores. It's all about flexibility. iOS 26, on the other hand, is like a fortress. It's incredibly polished, it's super secure, and it's famous for being simple. But that simplicity comes at a price. Apple sets the rules. And nowhere is that difference more obvious than with customization. With Samsung's One UI 8, you can change pretty much everything. Your themes, your icons, your layouts. You can even dive into system-level tweaks with things like Good Lock. With iOS 26,
Yeah, Apple has opened the door a little bit with lock screen widgets, but it's still fundamentally their vision. You're living in Apple's beautifully designed house, but you're living by Apple's rules.
Of course, for a lot of people, the decision has pretty much already been made for them because of this right here. The Apple ecosystem is, let's be honest, it's incredibly sticky. Things like iMessage, AirDrop, that magical connection between your iPhone, your Mac, and your Apple Watch, it all creates this powerful pull to stay put. For so many users, walking away from that convenience feels like just too big of a sacrifice, no matter what features the other side is offering.
But hold on, because there's a new battleground emerging that could completely shake things up. Let's talk about foldables.
By 2026, it seems like Apple is finally going to jump into the foldable game. The rumors are pointing to an iPhone Fold with a big 8.3-inch screen and a hinge that can handle a million folds. But they are going up against the Galaxy Z Fold 8. This is a mature product from a company that has been doing this for years. Samsung has some serious advantages, like S Pen support for getting real work done, and it'll probably have a slightly lower price tag. This is going to be so much fun to watch.
Okay, so after all of that, the hardware, the AI, the software, what does it actually mean for you? Let's boil this down to the core philosophies so you can make the right call.
Look, if your life is already running on Apple products, if privacy and security are your absolute #1 priority, and if you just want an experience that is simple, clean, and reliable, then the iPhone is almost certainly the right choice for you. It's a phone that's built around security and ease of use inside that amazing ecosystem. But if you're a power user, if you love to tinker and customize and really push your phone to see what it can do, then Samsung is calling your name. It just gives you more freedom, more powerful multitasking, and the flexibility to do what you want. It's for the person who wants their phone to adapt to them, not the other way around.
So when 2026 rolls around, the best phone won't be about the logo on the back. It's going to be about which of these two totally different philosophies best fits the way you live and work. Because the smartest buyers, they don't follow brands. They follow their usage.